Seth Beer, fly ball, right field. It's National Beer Day. Good night, everybody.
So if you're a casual baseball fan, you might not know who just hit that walk-off home run. That was Seth Beer of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he hit it on National Beer Day. How can you not love the game of baseball after that? What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap, the first recap of the 2022 season. I just drove in from California, so if it looks like I'm a little bit tired, it's because I am. I watched Shohei versus the Astros, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in a few clips from that game later on when we talk about it. But before we do that and talk about the rest of the games from yesterday, guys like Tyler O'Neill went off. We're going to go ahead and break down what happened between Ronald Acuña Jr. and Freddie Freeman. I think it was blown out of proportion by the mainstream media, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix a few things because even Freddy talked about it as early as this morning. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, we do this every single day, so don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, please save yourself 20 bucks off using code Fuzzy on SeatGeek. Now, two quick trades I do want to break down super quick. Chris Paddack is going to the Twins in exchange for left-handed reliever. I know he has a twin brother. Is it Taylor? I think Taylor Rogers is now going to the San Diego Padres, so the Twins continue to bolster that rotation. They added Sonny Gray. They traded for Joe Ryan last year, and now they get Chris Paddack. Hopefully they can fix Chris Paddack, otherwise known as the Sheriff, but he has not been very good over the last season and a half. Maybe they can fix him. I believe they also got Emilio Pagan talking about the Twins, so not a horrible trade in my opinion, but the Padres needed some help in the bullpen in terms of lefties. And then speaking of lefties, Bradley Zimmer, who I thought was going to be the second coming of Grady Sizemore, but he could not stay healthy and he had a terrible strikeout problem, but he's a StatCast god. When Bradley Zimmer makes connection, it goes 450. He runs like a deer and he's a fantastic defender. He is going to the Blue Jays in exchange for a relief pitcher. His last name is Castro. But those are the trades. Let's talk about Freddie Freeman and Ronald Acuña Jr. So if you missed it, here's a quick translation of what Ronald said on an Instagram live interview with another person. I don't even know if I want to give this guy credit because a lot of people are saying that he blew it out of proportion and then he doubled down, blah, blah, blah. Ronald put out a tweet basically saying he didn't mean it as it was translated. Basically, in a nutshell, when Ronald Acuña Jr. was a rookie, he wanted to wear eye black and sunglasses on his hat, but according to Freddie Freeman, the rules to be a member of the Braves is that you could not wear eye black down to your cheek and you could not cover the A's logo with your sunglasses, even if you were in the outfield and there was no sun, but you wanted to have your... That's a really stupid rule in my opinion, and to not allow these players to express themselves, that's up for the Braves' discretion. But to me, again, this was blown way out of proportion. Ronald was speaking from his heart and he was speaking honestly. He said that why would he miss a player that is no longer with the Braves? Maybe he was a little bit too blunt. That is something that could happen. However, I'm hoping for more honesty from players going forward, so this was a good start. And Freddie, he spoke on it. He still loves Ronald. Even his family loves Ronald.
I've heard everything that was said, but I'm gonna miss Ronald. Charlie's going to miss Ronald. My family's going to miss Ronald. So, I saw the eye black situation. It's just when you put on a Braves uniform in that organization, there's organizational rules.
So let me know what you think about that drama. I'm going to put that in air quotations because, again, my opinion, I thought it was blown out of proportion. I think that Ronald was speaking honestly, but it wasn't as serious as everyone made it out to be. Now, let's stay with the Braves because they got smacked by the Cincinnati Reds yesterday. Max Fried, I've made this joke before, got fried in the first few frames of yesterday's game. A little alliteration for you guys. He allowed 3 runs on a few singles and a sac fly. Tyler Mahle, on the other hand, was very good. 5 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts and could be one of the more underrated fantasy pitchers going into this next season. Now, I don't expect a huge season from this next guy, Brandon Drury. He has been on a couple different teams, but he connects on a 3-run shot. Let's talk about a little bit of good news for the Atlanta Braves. Austin Riley is back in MVP form with a dong of his own. But good for the Cincinnati Reds, kind of shocking the world yesterday and punching the World Series champions in the mouth. Ke'Bryan Hayes signed an extension yesterday, $70 million from the Pirates. So finally the Pirates are spending some money and making some news. I don't know what happened yesterday, but he left the game immediately after injuring his wrist trying to make a play at third base. So that is just the Pirates' luck. The Cardinals ended up winning 9-0, and Albert Pujols returned. He goes 0 for 5, and Tyler O'Neill, as well as Adam Wainwright, Uncle Charlie, they owned the first 6 innings of yesterday's contest. Tyler O'Neill had 4 RBIs. He goes 6 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts. Tommy Edman and Nolan Arenado, they both hit home runs, and in between both of those ding-dongs, Tyler O'Neill added his 5th RBI of the day. So between Austin Riley and Tyler O'Neill, who do you think has a better chance to be a dark horse MVP for 2022? Again, this is in the National League. Remember that. All right, let's go ahead and move on over to a few AL matchups. We had the Royals facing off against the Guardians in their first ever game as such. Cleveland's roster, I saw on Twitter, is one of the youngest in baseball. Their average age is 26 years old. Shane Bieber and Zach Greinke, they were duking it out for the first 4 or 5 innings, and it was tied until Bobby Witt Jr., his first hit in the big leagues, he breaks that tie, and Benny Biceps, he finishes it off. I know we talked about Tyler Mahle being a very underrated pickup in fantasy, and I could say the same about Scott Barlow if we're talking about relief pitchers. He throws 2 innings and has 3 strikeouts to get the 2-inning save. So the Royals, they went 3-1. So Cleveland, we're on the road to 161-1. We're not going to lose a game for the rest of the year. Yeah, right. So I was at this game, and I just wanted to let you guys know, Angels fans have not forgotten about the 2017 scandal from the Astros. They were cheater this, cheater that. Even though Ohtani made history by becoming the first player ever to throw his team's first pitch and then face the first pitch as a hitter, yeah, he ended with 9 strikeouts. He was very good, but Framber Valdez, Alex Bregman, and Yordan Alvarez were almost fueled by the cheater chants. So they ate the Angels alive, and a little bit of karma versus Ryan Tepera. Last year in the playoffs, when Ryan Tepera was on the White Sox, he came out and said that the Astros were still doing some shady stuff. He got shelled again by them. So the Astros have now won a record 10 consecutive opening days in a row. So if you go back a decade and it was an opening day game against the Astros, you're gonna lose. And then the final 2 games from yesterday, we have the Mets facing off against the Nationals, and this game wasn't really close after the first few innings because Patrick Corbin and Tylor Megill were actually experiencing a pitcher's duel. So Patrick gets knocked around for 2 in the 5th inning, and Tylor, he ends up with 6 strikeouts and 5 shutout innings, only allowed 3 base hits. Honestly, he could be the best 3-starter in all of Major League Baseball. Mark Canha, he delivers his first RBI as a Met. Jeff McNeil is hoping for a bounce-back season. That was right before Juan Soto hit a baseball 430 feet. And then the cherry on top, Frankie, Mr. Francisco Lindor, added an RBI single of his own. I also want to mention that Pete Alonso, the polar bear, got hit in the shoulder and it deflected into his face. The reports are that he's going to be okay, but he was shaken up. He came out of the game immediately. And last but not least, the Cubs faced off against the Brewers. Kyle Hendricks went 5 1/3 innings with 7 strikeouts, only 1 run allowed. Nico Horner finished off a 3-run 5th after Corbin Burns allowed the first home run of 2022. And speaking of Corbin, last year he set a record. He went 50-something strikeouts without a walk to begin the season. In his first inning of 2022, he allows 2 walks in the very first inning. Ian Happ is continuing to mash baseballs after ending 2021 on fire as the Cubs win 5-4 after David Robertson, I forgot that he was still in baseball, comes in for the save. So that does it for the first recap of 2022. I am sorry if it seems like it was rushed, and that's because it was. I just got home about 5 minutes ago. I did my script real quick, so thank you all so much for watching. Remember to subscribe for more baseball news. Also, save yourself some money on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. I'll catch you guys in the next one.